What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Team Solemn Circus channel. Today we're going over another live duel. Today on the left side here, we have Dragon Link with the Ib combo. So they're going to be playing a bunch of stuff like Succession as well as Ib. Coming back off the ban list, definitely people are going to be testing it out. I think this is one of the decks that's going to be played in. It can also be played in Orcust as well. And on the right side here, we are going to be seeing Chimera Runick, a very interesting deck that a lot of players are testing out. At our locals, I should say that Runick is just prevalent everywhere, so there might be a little bit of different text. Before we dive into like, comment, subscribe, we are going to see the Runick player starting off with a Destruction. This is going to be able to summon out a Hugin from the deck, or from the extra deck here, activating the effect, discarding another copy of Destruction to be able to search for that copy of Fountain. Opening up those double Runick spells never really helps, and then of course, definitely being a Destruction and not a card like Slumber or Tip to actually be able to get that kind of search. We will be seeing then a normal summon for a Gazelle that's going to be able to search for a Chimera Fusion here. Then we can activate a Fountain. We probably most likely will not be able to get that additional draw too. We're going to be seeing a change of sleeve here. It does happen at locals as well as at regional, and it is the #1 priority to when you do get hit with a sleeve that is not, is damaged. You are due to replace it. So we're going to be seeing replacing the Tracer. They're kind of revealing what deck they're on. This is actually top 8. So at this point in time, they do know what people are playing. And then we see a Veiler being drawn for turn here. We also see a set card. I wonder what mysterious card that's going to be here. But we are going to be seeing them normal summon out the Black Metal Dragon, link away into Striker Dragon. We can get the effects Chainlink 1 as well as Chainlink 2 here. We're going to be seeing the Flashing destroy the copy of the Striker Dragon, which is in that gorgeous 25th century rarity, which we actually just got announced another rarity collection the other day, which I haven't really made a post for yet. I should be doing that today. I guess this will be going up later today. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. I'm extremely excited for the card. We're going to be seeing Lubellion going to be activated, and then we're going to be hitting that with a copy of Ash Blossom, one of the best Ashes. We did get that draw 3 that we saw with the Runick Fountain here, but still, having multiple cards you're able to search for or able to get into, and Ash being one of those cards that it's just generically so good against every single deck. It never hurts to be able to draw. I saw Triff make a statement a while ago saying if you're only playing 3 non-engineers Ash Blossom, you're an idiot. But I definitely think that depending on what deck you're playing, if you're playing the Runick cards, a lot of times if you have only a couple non-engine slots, those hand traps you can always use like Ash as well as maybe a Bell is not always the worst. But we're going to be seeing the Tracer going to be summoned, and then we're going to go into a Guardian Chimera here, and that's going to be popping both cards on the field and then drawing a card. Leaving the Dragon Link player on a very low amount. We did see them go with the copies of Ravine. We will get to see a Levianeer summon itself out, though, only leaving 2 cards, I believe, left in the hand. That's going to be destroying the copy of Guardian Chimera as well as the Fountain. Then we get to go for the red MD that we searched off the Black Metal Dragon, and that's going to be summoning itself out, and then we're summoning back out the Metal Dragon here. Then we can actually go Battle Phase, Attack, which is going to be dealing some damage here, right before we link away for a copy of Seals, which has 0 attack, so therefore, definitely worth getting some damage in. And then we get to search for the Meteor Dragon, and Meteor Dragon is going to activate its effects, sending a normal monster. This is a dragon. I don't even know which one this is, but I believe it is for the World Legacy combo here. Rather than playing the Driver, you can play a card that is not a brick. But we're going to be summoning that out and then passing turn on this. We're going to activate the Coatl here to search for a copy of the Bephermat. Okay. So maybe having another way to fusion, which we are going to be seeing with the copy of the Chimera Fusion, sending the Gazelle as well as the Bephermat to go for a copy of the big one, not the King. This is the one that dumps. Then we'll be seeing the Bephermat going to be able to special summon out the copy of the Illusion here. Or maybe it was Bephermat and the Mirror Swords Knight here. We can activate the Mirror Swords Knight effect here, most likely summoning out the Bephomet from the deck, getting that Surge 2, which is really nice. But going for the Gazelle instead, not too sure why. They might already have gone through it, or they may only have one in their deck. Yeah, they may have already gone through it, I'm not too sure. Then we're going to see Slumber here to special out the copy of Frecky. And, oh yeah, they banished by accident, but they're not supposed to. This is going to be able to add back the copy of Fountain. But we do the Veiler in the hand. But they're going to go for a rank 4 here, going for the copy of Dweller. This is good against the deck. I suppose this does shut off the seals. Setting 2 cards is also, like, the thing is, seals is an amazing card because of the fact that it does just, like, you know, I guess not an amazing card, but like when you don't have a battle phase, Seals gets cracked because like they can't even force to beat over it anymore. We are going to be seeing the Abyss Dweller being chained here, and they're going to shotgun another Abyss Dweller here. We're going to normal summon out a Black Metal Dragon. And it looks like we're off to the races. I'm going to go for a copy of Dark. Dark can then take whatever really we want from the opponent's graveyard. But they are going to be negating that with a Mirror Swords Knight. You know, getting hit with Mirror Swords Knight twice is really good. That's why I forget about Mirror Swords Knight. You know, Mirror Swords Knight being able to negate the copies of the monster on the field. So, like, you know, you're not going to get your seals beat over, but they're going to be forcing the negate with the Mirror Swords Knight for your seals. So it's like, okay, well, that kind of just sucks. And then you don't get your graveyard effect. We did have a Veiler in the hand, but if we would have gotten for Veiler, we wouldn't have had any plays, which is, like, problematic. So they're going to activate the effect of Chimera Fusion here, going with the Bephomet as well as the Chimera to go for the copy of the Magnum. That's going to be able to summon back out the Coatl here. And this is also going to be a form of an interruption, and then we can also destroy cards as well. Like if we would have used a Veiler on the Dweller, essentially we just wouldn't have any, like, right now we have like an unknown in hand. Sometimes like an unknown is better than like having no cards. I mean, obviously that's like a really broad statement, but when you're playing a combo deck like that, you know, having like we don't know what it is, but if you just shotgun a Veiler for something like this here, if they had anything else in their hand, like an Ash Blossom, if they would have summoned like a Magnemite off that copy of Seals, it's just not going to do anything for us. I mean, they could have searched for a Tracer, but at this point, like, they set 2 cards. Like, when you're playing against a Runick deck, you don't really know what they have. So, like, it's really hard to play the grind game when they're drawing multiple cards. Like, we see here, they're not really drawing anything. But we can have, like, the graveyard effects to put back, and then we're going to be summoning out with the Mirror Swords Knight here. That's going to be able to summon out the Gazelle. Gazelle's going to be searching for another copy of the Chimera Fusion here. And, like, we're already so behind with, like, the Magnum draws, the putting back. Dark will be able to take the copy of the Guardian Chimera, which is a big body. But it's still going to be difficult to beat over some stuff. Like, we have the Super Poly for this, and that's something else that I want to mention. Like, Super Poly is a crazy card to have, and Sean loves the Super Polys. I don't know what to say about this. Like, this guy, him and Super Poly is like, he's the reason I want Super Poly gone. Like, this guy just has it all the time. And I'm like, oh, every time I play a deck, Fire King, Unchained, this man just hits me with it, and I'm like, ah. But yeah, we're looking at the hand here. We have a copy of Tracer and Veiler here. And, like, yeah, they don't have a battle phase, which is a problem with the Runick cards, and, like, why it feels like you always have a chance, but unfortunately, it's just, like, it's not enough. I think we have a battle phase here, though. We're going to take out the calculator there. We are going to go into the battle phase and attack with all these monsters. Chimera Fusion is only during the main phase. But we're not dead just yet. We have to set one and pass on this. And this is the thing. You know, you're never out of the game because in a deck like this, having the multiple cards in the hand and not just shotgunning that Veiler, you know, makes it so that it seems like your hand is a lot more threatening as well. They maybe don't want to push through anything like that. We are going to be seeing a normal summon up. Is that a Chimera Dragon? That's a Seyfert, okay. I thought that was like one of the Ghosts from the Past cards, but it is just a Seyfert. Then we're going to be seeing us go for a copy of the Chimera Fusion, and we're going to chain the Magnum to destroy the Seyfert here. I'm going to go for the King. King is going to be able to rip a card during the end phase here. We also have a Spell Negate as well as a Monster Negate on the field in the graveyard here. So still going to be able to do a bunch of stuff. And if they can't find a way to get rid of the board here, they're going to be, they're just going to scoop it up here, realizing the opponent's going to be able to kill them next turn. Also, ripping a card from the hand is just absolutely disgusting. When you get into a grind game where you only have like 1 or 2 cards, you know, you're essentially forced to like burn your hand on like irrelevant stuff, or just lose your hand, which is not fun for anybody. But we are going to be moving on to game 2 with the Dragon Link deck choosing to go first, most likely. They will have the advantage because those Runick cards are still great at ripping apart those boards, but, you know, having to be able to choose what you want to be able to destroy, and like when you're able to set up like a copy of Flashing Fire at the right moment is always, you know, very impactful. Same thing with like your imperm type stuff, you know, when you want to be able to imperm your cards, you want to be able to choose, you don't want to have to imperm like a boss monster type sorts of stuff, especially when there's like multiple negates that we've seen Dragon Link is able to play. But what is luckily for us in this matchup at least is that destruction will be still good regardless of like really when they hit it, because they can just destruction the back row, and looking at a branded beast destruction is going to be quite delicious at any point of time. You know, I don't think I ever want my branded regain to get hit. I don't know why I said branded beast there, but if they were playing branded beast, it's also a nice hit. You know, branded beast going to be able to threaten the fountain, but just getting rid of regain is just so powerful. Regain itself is just an insane card. But we are going to be cutting the deck here and moving back into the gameplay. We did see a little bit of extra deck swapping here. So maybe playing some cards in the side that changes, not just time cards. Or maybe putting the time cards now in, like, perhaps thinking they're going to be going into time. We do see an Ash in the hand as well as that vanilla. That would be my problem when I play any of these vanilla cards. I always see them. Like I played Fenrir this past weekend. You guys will be seeing it on the POVs coming up in this following week. I was testing out somebody's build with the Fire King decks in preparation. So probably the next 2 weeks until Hypernova, Phantom Nightmare comes out. You guys will be seeing those builds. We ended up playing 5 rounds yesterday at locals, and it was not the greatest. I kept seeing Fenrir all the time, which you guys will be seeing. But we're going for a Seyfert line, and then going for the Striker Dragon, then going for Quick Launch here, which is still crazy that card's at 3. Then we're going to go for a copy of a Bystial, Banishing, and then we're going to go right into a copy of Dispater. Dispater can actually bring out the vanilla here. which is going to be summoning out. Then we're going to link away for a copy of Seals. And then I don't know how... Oh, we're going to add back with Magnemite because we got hit with Duel and Lockbird. Okay. We are going to be seeing them normal summon out a Gazelle here, searching for the Bephromate. And then we're going to activate the Chimera Fusion, getting rid of both of those cards to go for the King, perhaps? Going for the King here. We do have an Ash in the hand. You know, and we also see the copy of Boot Sector Launch. Hopefully not going to be able to rip that. And they do have... the Mirror Swords Knight here. That they're searching off the Coatl. You know, not getting hit with Droll is very important. They would have been hit with Droll off the first Gazelle. And then we're going to be seeing the effect of these Seals. And we're going to slap down a Call by the Grave on this. That is one of the best Call by the Graves I have seen. That is crazy. Wow. Sometimes you just have the heart of the cards. We do see a Runick card in the hand there, so we might be able to go like for a battle phase. But setting 2 cards, and you're just going to go move to the end phase here. I guess they can't really destroy the copy of Despatter, but they're going to hit the Ash Blossom out of hand, which is really nice, you know, hitting that non-engine, especially when you are low on cards. We have still the Boot as well as a Tracer there, which is really nice. And of course, we can then activate the effect of the Bystial Despatter, bringing back out the Seals. Its effects will still be negated, but it's still quite nice for us. You know, having a link to, or even just the materials for it. You know, we can still normal summon out the Tracer and then do stuff with it. But it looks like they're going to be slumbering this. And that's going to summon out most likely the copy of Hugin. And then, what are we going to discard here? Oh, we're going to just chain the Chimera Fusion as well. Going for the copy of Guardian Chimera. That's going to destroy both the cards on the field. Getting one of both of those bodies is quite huge, especially leaving them on Boot as well as Tracer in the hand. And then, of course, one Unknown. And then we get that draw if we want to as well here. We did get that draw, I should say. But they do have a Veiler in the hand. But I'm not too sure what a Tracer can do. You know, it can get us into a Link 2, or it can get us to SP, actually. Either SP or a copy of the Boral Savage with 2 negates on the field. It's not going to be getting any attack, so it cannot beat over that copy of Guardian Chimera, unless they want to go for the Tracer or the Striker Dragon, then it can gain, but it's still not going to be, you know, quite good. We're going to be banishing to summon out the copy of Big Wing here. Big Wing is going to activate its effects. Double searching here on your opponent's turn. Absolutely disgusting. And just passing on this. I mean, I suppose you don't really want to go for... Or is there no way you can go for SP? I don't know. The SP is dark, right? I'm not being dumb. I'm like 99% sure SP is a dark. It could be a light, and if that's the case, I'm just... No, it's a dark. So there might be a way where we like destroy, summon out. Or even just like normal summon out the Veiler and then just go for an SP. But SP just banishes the Chimera, and then you're kind of just forced to like slowly play it out, and you have nothing once again. Like, you're just playing with an SP, and Chimera can just destroy SP so easily. I guess it's just really a losing battle here. We're just trying to stay alive because I activated the Runick spell the last turn. But we can see us go for a copy of Guardian Chimera here. This will be able to pop the 2 cards on the field. Very difficult to actually play through this with only that Veiler in hand once again. So rough. We keep seeing them keep a Veiler in the hand. It's like, what do you use it on here? We also have the Mirror Swords Knight in the graveyard, as well as the Coatl. And then we are going to be trying to Veiler this, but we will be able to Coatl negate, destroying that on the field. And now we're left to 0 cards, which is extremely unfortunate for us. You know, they won't be able to go battle phase, but the game is essentially over here with the deck, with the branded Chimera deck. End up taking it against the Dragon Link, just not letting our opponent be able to play any of those cards. We're seeing the pass turn on this, and this one card is not able to break this board, which, spoiler alert, it won't. The game's going to be over. We do have a Druid Worm here, but that means we're not over just yet. We're going to be banishing the Mirror Swords Knight to summon itself out. We could actually put it in attack position to beat over the bet format. But the question is, if you do that, you'll be able to trigger that effect in the graveyard during your turn, you know, being able to banish it, summon out one of your monsters. So it might be just worth to put it in defense. I mean, I guess if you put it in attack, they have to beat over it, or they have to find a way to beat over it themselves so you don't die, and you can just send the other copy. So it makes sense to put it in attack position rather than have like the bet format be able to attack it, and then you will just send an additional card here. But there's just not much that we really can do. Like, looking at even Typhon's just not even the move here. Doesn't look too good for the Dragon Link player here. We are going to go in for that copy of Typhon. And I suppose we can, like, you definitely do not want to bounce back the Guardian Chimera, though. That's the problem. We're going to see them activate the effects, bouncing back that Bephermat here. But just going to pass turn on that. You know, so we're going to have the Gazelle being normal summoned. It's going to be able to search for a Guardian or a Chimera Fusion once again. We are out of Guardian Chimeras, unless we can maybe go for the Gusto Emerald to put him back in, you know, having that essentially infinity grind game. We're going to activate the effect of Chimera Fusion once again, going for that copy of the Bephermat here once again. We can then activate the effects, and that's going to be searching us for the Mirror Swords Knight. We have normal summon that Gazelle already, so we won't be able to get that. We're going to be activating the effect here. We could be able to add back the Chimera Fusion. We're going to go battle phase, attack into it, and then attack for 24. And then we can go with this into the copy of the draw card here. So we are going to be drawing. We have the Fountain, which is going to just let us win the game. Essentially, at this point, we know we have a pop essentially every turn now, and no matter what they draw, we are just going to be just kind of like destroying whatever they have. We have a +1 or +2 every turn. They're going to set a card, and at this point, it's going to be game over right then and there. So we now have our Fountains +1s every turn. We're going to be adding back we're going to be using the Revolver to put back and then draw a card, you know, having multiple draws as well. Not just our draw for turn, but having that set card is essentially just admitting defeat here. So we get a normal summon with the Mirror Swords Knight. And then we can activate a Slumber. Slumber can then special summon out. And they are going to be destroying it with the Revolver here, or the Magnum. And then we're going to be summoning with the Sleepy Eye. It's going to be enough for game. And we see the Guardian Chimera, or the Chimera deck, end up taking the win here. Not a lot of Runick cards during the second game, but we did see them do a lot in the first game here. Regardless, hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I want to see more content like this. Don't forget to stay safe. Peace.